Welcome to the only honest NFL power ranking show out there. I'm your master of curses, Brandon Perna, and there are only 4 teams left. And like the Bills, Commanders, and Eagles, the curse wheel is 2-0 in the playoffs, when it matters. It took down the Vikings and Rams, so stay until the end of the show to see who it curses this week. And thank you guys. 1, for enjoying my dumb take on NFL power rankings, and 2, for helping me cross 700,000 subs here on YouTube last night. Treat yourself. You deserve it for putting up with my bullshit. Shout out to Will Keys and Johnny Barks who helped put in a lot of work here. And most importantly, shout out to you sick mother lickers who do make it all worth it. Now, before we get to the ranks of power, we're starting in heaven. Receiving the healing lights of heaven today is Mark Andrews. He dropped a football, and now people want him crucified. Nobody deserves to deal with the shit Andrews had to deal with this week because of a sports play. Except for maybe Patrick Mahomes, and Travis Kelce, and DeAndre Hopkins, and Hollywood Brown, and Creed Humphrey, and Creed, Isaiah Pacheco maybe, Kareem Hunt, Chris Jones, George Karlaftis, Trent McDuffie, Nick Bolton, Xavier Worthy, Joe Tooney for sure, Jawan Taylor, Mike Caliendo, Trey Smith, Carson Wentz, Mike Dana, Drew Tranquill, Leo Chanel, Jalen Watson, Justin Reed, Brian Cook, Chamari Connor, and Harrison Butker, to name a few totally random players. But outside of those guys, nobody deserves that kind of treatment. In purgatory, Lions fans, watching both Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn leave and praying to God Dan Campbell can continue to be the elite coach he's morphed into without his top 2 Lionesses calling plays on offense and defense. Lions fans are in a very new place for them. Disappointment for underachieving in the playoffs. This is like your first season feeling like a Steelers fan, Detroit, so welcome. In hell, all of us who remember the Chiefs complaining about NFL officials.
Normally I get a warning before something like that happens in a big game.
Ref number 51 shouldn't even be able to wear a zebra jersey ever again.
Usually you let the guys play, especially in the biggest game of the year.
Take the game into his hands over a call like that doesn't affect the play at all.
At least I admit to my hypocrisy, Kansas City. Coming in at power rank of 666, the Chiefs. Now let's have a heart-to-heart, Chiefs fans. You know I love you guys, but I hate your team. That's just the way it has to be. Your team is like a bigger, stronger, older brother, constantly beating us little bros up, never letting us win, and as soon as we get close to winning, you scream for mommy to come and save you. Mommy, save us! Now, Dad used to be able to protect us, but he's now in a nursing home, dealing with rejection for the first time in his life. You're a terrible older brother, by the way, because you refuse to share in any of the glory, which means nobody likes you. You're like Buzz from Home Alone. That's the path you have chosen on your quest for a three-peat. And we are actually all to blame for allowing you to have an us against the world mentality. We gave you that and you're capitalizing on it. Andy Reid, Travis Kelce, and Patrick Mahomes, they're all gonna retire as the best to ever do it at their position. I know that. Trent McDuffie is the least talked about dominant lockdown corner in the NFL. I know that. Chris Jones is who Jalen Carter is aspiring to be like. I'm running out of ways to try and stop you, Kansas City. So I only have one option left. I'm placing an actual witch's spell on you. By Shadow's hand and the wind's cruel bite, let the Chiefs stumble, their fate not right. Through missteps and fumbles, their season will bend until victory slips and losses descend. As the rise begins a cosmic shift, their game plan will crumble and it will be swift. The dark clouds above prevent you from going further. Your Lord Reed will be denied his victory cheeseburger. There is no Mahomes, there is no shelter. Something Charles Manson helter skelter. So it is written, so it shall be. The Chiefs' luck undone by the powers of 3. This curse will fade when I choose to release. Until then, let their victory cease. And in the most dark move of all, I have taken the higher for all of your key players via today's sponsor, Underdog. Every time you use my code THATSGOOD, this spell becomes more unbreakable. It becomes a fact of life by way of the football gods. If we get 84 more signups, seriously, we're 84 signups away from hitting 5,000 signups on the season. If my spell doesn't work, my offer to attend the Chiefs three-peat parade still stands, but we do need to hit 7,500 signups. It is doable. We added 533 signups in the last couple weeks. Underdog is the best daily fantasy app and place to play pick'em games. Underdog, sponsor, link in the description, code that's good. Yeah! Number 3, the Eagles. Saquon Barkley and the Eagles offensive line. The last time a pairing was that deadly was probably refined sugar and breakfast cereal. Maybe cigarettes in the 50s? Or the Black Plague in Europe? I don't know. 150 and 146 yards with 4 rushing TDs. That's Barkley's rushing totals against the Commanders this season. Saquon is 148 yards away from having the most rushing yards ever in a football season, including the playoffs. Not only would he surpass Terrell Davis for the record, the Eagles remind me so much of the 97 and 98 Broncos with Terrell Davis. Everyone knows what you're gonna do, and nobody can stop it. Barkley put up a $150 in the game where Jalen Hurts went down with a concussion, and Washington found a way to win that day. There is no stopping Saquon. Washington has to figure out how to slow him down, though. It's really that simple. Load the box every play, force Jalen to win through the air. If Washington doesn't, they're gonna be toast. Oren Burks has played really well at linebacker in place of the injured Nakobe Dean. Burks was actually fined this week for that hit that knocked the ball loose to start the Packers game. Lame, I know. But Burks and Zach Bond haven't missed a beat in the middle of that defense. Nolan Smith is also playing well. The big news, though, is rookie corner Quincy Mitchell, who left the last game with the shoulder injury, is good to go this week. It's hard to understate how good he and Cooper DeJean have been as rookies together on the back end of the Philly defense, and Quincy Mitchell's ability to play Sunday is huge for the Eagles. Jalen Hurts' mobility will also be a deciding factor in this game. Even before his knee was twisted like a food court pretzel, Hurts was holding onto the ball for too long. While the Rams' defensive front is a force to be reckoned with, many of those 7 sacks were on Hurts, and the last few were because he couldn't run. The Commanders generated 25 pressures on Saturday. They sacked Jared Goff twice. Jonathan Allen and Dorrance Armstrong are the 2 guys the Eagles' offensive line needs to contain, and I think they can. Washington's defense, though, very middle of the road, and their run defense this season allowed the 3rd most rushing yards per game, and they've actually given up more rushing yards per game at 151 in the playoffs. Coming in at number 2, I got the Bills. Nobody loves their fans like the Bills players.
So you ever just look at the fans, like just looked at them? You ever just like took a second look at them? It's the prettiest thing in the world.
If only my wife would talk to me like Deion Dawkins.
It's beautiful.
Come on, babe. Can you act like Deion Dawkins tonight for me? No? Look, Bills fans are the last remaining fan base who truly deserve a Super Bowl win this season. The Eagles got a ring back in 2017. Chiefs fans are 1 ring away from opening up a fucking pawn shop. Commanders fans deserve a ring, but they do have 3 already, and currently they are more satisfied with their 2 playoff wins than any team remaining. They can be delayed a little bit is what I'm saying, so this is the moment for the Bills and for Josh Allen's NFL legacy. He has to defeat Bowser.
Feel the wrath of Shao Kahn.
And the Demon King, any final boss, to get the respect he deserves. Here's what I like. The Bills have won 2 very different games against 2 very different opponents. Denver kept them in check for 1 half, and then Josh Allen and company blew the doors off in the second half, while their defense didn't allow a single point after the Broncos' first drive. Against the Ravens, Buffalo built an 11-point lead and then survived a Ravens comeback in the 4th quarter. Do not count on Patrick Mahomes, though, to gift you the ball twice in the first half like Lamar. Although Mahomes' last 2 interceptions did come against the Bills' defense on November 17th. So maybe he's due, or maybe he's invincible. Do not count on Travis Kelce to drop a game-tying reception. And do not count on Andy Reid to get away from Derrick Henry. if the Chiefs, had their version of Derrick Henry. What I'm saying is Andy Reid won't abandon what his team does well, because he's smarter than that. Josh Allen needs to remove the Clark Kent glasses and come out and do some Superman shit to win this game. I need a long touchdown pass, Josh, a hurdle, and a 30-yard run. Khalil Shakir needs to bring back some of those yak performances we watched all season, and you keep Mahomes off the field in the second half, Buffalo, by running the piss out of the football. Do not let your 4 Super Bowl losses in the 90s morph into 4 losses to the Chiefs in the playoffs now. I can't bear it. There's some good news, though, and bad news for the Bills on the injury front. The good news is that safety Taylor Rapp is considered day-to-day with a hip injury. The bad news is the Bills' best corner, Christian Benford, is now in the concussion protocol. That was a shock to me. And if he can't play, that's a big deal. And if you don't believe in devil magic, you should. Benford was injured with a concussion on the final onside kick. He's played like a top 5 corner this season, and if he doesn't play, I think the Chiefs win, even with my spell. Ultimately, I'm taking the Bills because I believe in this galvanized team. They are the only team remaining who can survive the Chiefs' talent and luck. Bills win 24-21.
Our people, man. I love them to death.
And coming in at number 1, the Commanders. That's right, I've got the Dan Quinn-sized balls to put the Commanders at number 1. I'm ranking these teams on how they played through the playoffs, and it's easy to argue that no team in the dance has played better than the Commanders. Their defense scored, they rattled the normally cool QB and Jared Goff, they rushed the ball very well, and Jayden Daniels was hands down the most effective, decisive, and dominant quarterback last weekend. The Commanders' offense runs a ton of no-huddle offense. In fact, Jayden Daniels lives in the no-huddle offense like a Peyton Manning clone. They are the only offense to run no-huddle more than 35% of the time. Only the Steelers come close at 32%, and Jayden is very efficient, sans a pre-snap football circle. This forces defenses to play on their heels and doesn't allow them time to substitute at the rate that they might prefer. And Vic Fangio said Daniels is the best rookie quarterback he's ever seen.
He's a young quarterback by birth certificate, not by the tape.
And that's high praise, Washington. Vic Fangio doesn't blow smoke, okay? I watched that motherfucker refuse to wish his quarterback, Drew Lock, happy birthday because he was not impressed with Drew. Plus, you defeated Vic's favorite QB last week, Teddy Bridgewater, and he might be mad about that. Jayden's toughest challenge will be picking apart the Eagles' defense. They have the best remaining run D in the playoffs, and it's on all 3 levels. Jayden's arm must continue to just blow our minds because outside of Saquon, who I already discussed, the Eagles' front 7 is where I believe this game will be won or lost. The Lions sacked Jayden Daniels 0 times. Jayden has only been sacked once this postseason. Comparatively, Jalen Hurts has taken 9 sacks, 7 coming against the Rams. That doesn't mean Philly can't get to Jayden. He was sacked 47 times in the regular season, which was the 6th most this year. But in their last matchup, Philly only got to Jayden once. And obviously, Matthew Stafford is a lot easier to bring down if he is forced to hold on to the ball, and he took 5 sacks in the divisional matchup. Jayden's elusive. He will convert with his legs, and his arm is looking as nice as Stafford's. Also, he's been the best quarterback under pressure in the postseason. I really want to pick the Commanders for the upset because of Jayden Daniels. He's been that good. That said, ultimately, I'm taking the Eagles to win this game because this is the first truly balanced team the Commanders are facing this postseason. Jahmyr Gibbs ripped the Commanders' defense to shreds, and I fear Saquon Barkley is no commie sympathizer. Washington will put up a fight, but Saquon runs for 160, and Philly wins 28-20. Let's spin the curse wheel. What, can't a guy just wear one of the best quarterbacks in the league's famous hair? Can't he just do that for no reason at all? May you be unbiased today, curse wheel. Bring us a fair judgment of thee that you wish to take down. And don't forget, if you want to look like an idiot, benchwarmershop.com. We got your cursed merch and my coffee there. No, 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 no. Oh, you're not choosing between the Bills or the Chiefs, huh? Huh? Oh, you don't want to decide. Well, we can't have that today, Curse Wheel. This is the most important curse of your life. Oh, fuck it up.
Sage from a witch's titty to bring you down. Sage from a witch's titty to bring you down.
Oh, who are you gonna take? Come on. Come on, get him. Get him, Curse. Get him, Curse. Get him! Nah. Huh? Nah. No! No! Not the Bills! Or wait, is it the Bills or is it the Four Falls? Is their history being uncursed? The Four Falls, that's a reference to the Bills in the 90s. You're cursing the Four Falls. So you're saying that's cursed. The Bills are no longer cursed. I'm taking this as a sign that you're not cursing the Bills. I'm saying you're blessing the Bills. Blessing the Bills! Blessing the Bills! Red heart, oh glow upon thee. May this be the last beat you feel. Yeah. Too much? Did I just invite the devil into my house?